Hey YouTube, if you're in America and you get lucky, Walmart now has the Legion 5 Pro for $1,400. That's not a sale price, that's not with any coupons. It's the most hyped gaming laptop this year. And if you can find it near you, it's slowly coming in stock. You can get the Legion 5 Pro with the full power RTX 3070 for $1,400. So as a small YouTuber who has limited time and money, kind of started doing this by accident. My strategy's kind of been to review products to be the first person to review it, or something that doesn't have a whole lot of hype around it or reviews, but I think is a really good value. Or at least looks like a good value. Kind of like the Nitro 5 I'm finishing up my full review on right now. But when I saw this come in stock at a Walmart near me, or along my drive, my commute, for $1,400, I really couldn't pass it up. So on that note, I'm not going to try and do, like a head-to-toe cover everything about the laptop, because there's a million reviews out there. But I still want to give my impressions and do benchmarks on it, just for comparison's sake. The first thing the Walmart employee, who was an old man, said when he grabbed this out of the cage was, "That's heavy." This power brick, like others have said, that's a heavy box for a power brick. The laptop itself isn't quite as bad. Very nice packaging. Well, the build quality on it definitely seems pretty good. A lot better than the base model Legion 5 from last year. I haven't seen a 2021 yet. Aluminum top, not a lot of flex. Aluminum keyboard deck. And then I kind of like the gray color, and kind of weird, but one thing I really like that they changed, or that this has versus the base Legion 5, is, try and get in good light, is this little kind of like spoiler right here. I was not a fan of like the flat lip. I think it just looks bad on the base model Legion 5. And I'm not crazy about having most of the ports on the back. Probably makes it a little easier for cable management, so maybe it'll grow on me, but it's a little bit more inconvenient if you're frequently moving and unplugging and plugging stuff into your laptop versus having most of your ports on the side. So right here's our Lenovo Vantage software. It's got a ton of really cool options in it that I appreciate. Kind of some of the more obscure ones that haven't been talked about is like the ability to set macro keys. I mean, I know there's other software you can download that does it, but it's nice to have it built into the computer. You can set up macro keys in the numpad. It's got a way in here to check your drivers, see if they're updated. You can control your RGB keyboard through here. Your mux switch, turn on overdrive, change your performance mode setting. The one thing that's missing that I wish it had is just custom fan control, the ability to set your fan curve. And another thing that would be nice to have, I mean, there's other software that does this for you, that like the Radeon software or GeForce Experience, that'll tell you your temperatures, but I don't see why they didn't just go ahead and include it right here in the Lenovo Vantage software. Because this laptop has good thermals, it's not like they have something to hide. If we look at CPU-Z, it does confirm we have this full power 115 watt RTX 3070 and a Ryzen 7 5800H. And using Zen timings, unfortunately, just like the other Legion 5 Pros, the RAM has bad timings. How much of an effect that has, well, we'll take a look and see. I've got the Nitro 5 beside it for comparison. Normally, the screen's kind of the bottom of my priority list because I've found that I don't, and I think most people don't, use the built-in screen on a laptop that much for gaming. They normally hook it up to an external screen. But the 16-inch screen, honestly, it's something you just have to use and see in person. I think the videos don't really communicate to appreciate it. I took it to work today and just using it for like answering emails and using Excel and things like that was so much better than a standard 15.5-inch laptop screen. And now when I look at 15.5-inch laptops, I just see like wasted space right here. I like the keyboard and trackpad. I found them enjoyable. I like using them, but just to nitpick, I think the RGB is definitely kind of lackluster on the Legions. And the other small grievance I have is the trackpad is very clicky. So the $1,100 Nitro 5 doesn't have a muck switch. So to even the playing field, I just hooked both of these to my external monitor and ran the Far Cry 5 benchmark on ultra settings a couple times, and this one was pretty close to the average. And the Nitro 5 that has a underpowered RTX 3060 and a Ryzen 5 5600H only got 5 frames less than the Legion 7 that has the Ryzen 7 4800H and a full power RTX 3070. And things get really interesting if you look at the 3D Mark scores, which tells you what you would think would happen is that this laptop, the Legion, would blow the Nitro out of the water based on its hardware configurations, and it should be getting 35 more frames per second. But that's not what happens. So I guess it goes to show you can't always just look at benchmarks. You got to see how it actually performs in games. So for $1,400, and then even if you add in around $100 to replace the RAM, it's still a really good deal, especially what's available right now. But my question is, how many people are actually comfortable opening up their laptop and switching out the RAM? I'm certain that the average laptop consumer, that's something they're not going to do and probably not comfortable with. But someone shopping for a higher end gaming laptop, I think it's a little more likely. But I'm going to create a poll. Let me know whether or not that's something you would do. Open up the back of your laptop. Now, at 5.5 pounds, it's 5.6 pounds to be precise. It's a little heavier than your average gaming laptop, but not bad. The real weight comes when you add in this 2.5 pound power brick. But one of the cool features is the ability to use USB power delivery up to 100 watts, and you can pick one of those up for like $40. And so my thought is, honestly, it's nice to have an extra charger anyways. That's one less thing you have to take off your desk when you're taking the laptop somewhere and pack up. You could just keep that USB power charger in your laptop bag or whatever. And even if you didn't have your laptop with you, then you have an extra phone charger, which is always a good thing to have. But what I haven't seen anyone do is show how it performs hooked up to that. You know, whether or not there's battery drain or how much it handicaps the performance. So I ordered one, And the next thing I want to do is take a look at how it performs, what the gaming's like, if there's battery drain when it's hooked up to that 100-watt power brick. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. And of course, after that, I'll just do my full normal review of it. But if you have any questions or anything in particular you want to see in the final review, put it down in the comments below and I'll make sure I get to that. Thanks for watching.